You hit game over, but God hit continue. Welcome to Eternity Games, the podcast where your soul is the train and the journey is eternal. We're the show designed to wake you up, shake you up, and challenge everything you've been taught. We play a different game around here, one that uncovers the eternal truth of reality behind the veil. It's our mission to explore purpose through the pain, meaning beyond the algorithm, and the truth that eternity isn't someday, it's right now, with your host, Raya White.
Traveling on the soul train.
What if Earth is just a 100-year game that we play inside the context of eternity? Think about it. You're in heaven, an immortal being, dwelling in endless existence. What do you do to occupy your time? You step inside of a terrarium, Yahweh's terrarium. You sign up for a limited, temporary experience, birth to death, memory wiped, pain included, and you go and play Earth. Everything here is temporal. You come in naked and with nothing, and you will leave naked and with nothing. There are no titles, no followers, no fluff, just what you became, your character. So then what is this life if not a training ground for you, your spirit, your soul, your character development? This podcast is for eternal beings temporarily trapped in flesh, playing the longest, weirdest, most painful and beautiful game in existence, and trying to remember the rules. I'm Raya White, your host and the creator of the Eternity Games podcast. I'm a technologist, I'm a traveler, and I'm an old soul with a shaved head and a suitcase full of questions. I'm a wife and a mother. I'm also a business owner, and I've spent the past 7 years working in mixed reality, building augmented reality, virtual reality, and immersive applications in the XR space that challenge how we experience the world. That work gave me a lens, literally and spiritually, to see reality differently. And when you're building alternate realities for a living, you start to ask deeper questions about this one. Coupled with what we're now seeing in AI, these large language models built from words, from language, we are mimicking Daddy in essence, the creator, as we are created in his image, and he created this world with his words. Humanity is reverse engineering itself. We're trying to rebuild the world pixel by pixel. And through it all, I've always been a spiritual person, hungry for answers. And I don't mean flaky or churchy. I am not Ned Flanders. I mean truth-seeking. I believe in the truth. I believe truth exists and that truth is objective, not subjective. When you finally encounter it, not your version, not their version, her version, his version, but the truth, the version of truth. The truth. It breaks you wide open. It invites 1,000 more questions, and it will absolutely leave you a different person. You will not be the same. So I started Eternity Games podcast to make space for those conversations. It's a place to get raw, messy, philosophical, spiritual, a place to challenge the narrative and the societal norms and dig beneath the surface. Eternity Games is for the artists, the entrepreneurs, the creators, spiritual misfits, for those who believe in the way of Yeshua, who is the truth and the light of the world. This is not for the polished, this is for the real. And if that's you, you're welcome here. So let's get behind the mic. I recorded 10 episodes straight out of the gate because this show needed roots before it could grow wings. We go deep, we go ancient, we look at the Jewish roots of the Christian faith, because once you find them, you realize everything changes. You get a new calendar, a new rhythm. You start to know where you are in space and time. I mean, like really know. And you begin to see the overlay, the layers of control that have shaped civilization, especially in the West. The church systems that willingly divorce themselves from their own Hebrew foundations. Political systems that fused religion with empire. We're living through the fruit of that right now. And to top it off, we are also in the end times. Revelation has painted our day with complete accuracy. It's a mirror. And meanwhile, the institutional church is asleep, nearly completely apostate. And if you've been sensing that, if you've started to see the cracks, you're not alone. You're discerning what many refuse to look at. And that means you're awake and not woke. So what is this podcast all about anyway? What are we doing here? Eternity Games is all about peeling back the veil. It's about breaking illusions, reprogramming false narratives, and waking up to the real reality, the one beyond time, space, and lies. We'll explore media and education as tools of programming, the way the norm is set, and the consequences when you dare to question it. We'll talk about the truth about academia. You know, as someone who loves learning, I want to show you how the systems were built to reward obedience in many cases and not critical thought. We'll cover dimensions, frequency, realities, sound, and how the body, spirit, and world respond. Quantum thinking, thought constructs, and most importantly, the one new man covenant, and why it is so urgent to understand what it is and what it means, and to understand it now. Because your soul is being fought for. And if you don't know the rules of the game that's really going on, you will get played. This isn't going to be just me every week either. We'll hear from artists, musicians, spiritual leaders, entrepreneurs, sustainable fashion designers, because yes, your clothes carry frequency too, technologists, and even sports figures. Anyone living with eternal perspective in the now. People who are disrupting with truth and not just hot takes. Eternity Games is a movement, and I want you to be engaged within it. I want you to reflect on what you've believed and what you've questioned. I want to hear your stories. I want to feature your questions. You are not here by accident. You're here in this time code for a reason. This moment matters.
Thanks for riding with us on Eternity Games. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review. It helps more souls find the signal in the noise. Want to go deeper? Visit eternitygamespodcast.com for show notes, tools, and more ways to connect. Until next time, stay awake and keep your eyes on the prize.